It seems like every day we're hearing stories about multi-million-dollar athletes who are having to stop or pause or take a step back because of their mental health. In fact, oftentimes we get the call from the agents of athletes or the athletes themselves about how they're underperforming because of their mental health. And here's a funny thing, a lot of times athletes come to us thinking that it's because of their mental performance when really it's not. It's actually because of their mental health and how they're going through things. It's because they're not taking the time to take care of this side of performance. I'm not just talking about visualizing and breathing. I'm talking about actually making sure you're mentally well. In today's video, we're going to make sure that every athlete has our Molliteum checklist of mental health so that you can go into performances feeling like 100%. Every day there are athletes who underperform or drop out of performances because of their mental health. And I'm also not talking about somebody getting into a rut for a couple days and feeling down and pawning that off as mental health. I'm talking about real mental health, or having the mental and emotional fitness to endure the challenges that life is going to throw at you day after day, which are absolutely unavoidable, so that you can be at your absolute best. The World Health Organization defines mental health as a state of mental well-being that enables people to cope with the stresses of life, realize their abilities, learn and work well, and contribute to their community. Now, a lot of times people mix this up with mental performance. Now, mental performance, on the other hand, is the psychology of sport performance and the role that it plays within the high-performance sport environment for all of those involved, from individual athletes and teams to coaches and support staff. AKA, mental health is your day-to-day, it's your lifestyle, it's how you take care of your mindset and the way that you're feeling, whereas mental performance is the way that you tune your mindset to get ready for the high-performance environment. Now, here's a funny part. Your mental health actually impacts your mental performance. In fact, some would say, and I would even say, your mental health comes before your mental performance itself. So, if you're going to be a dominant athlete, if you're going to be somebody who succeeds and strives to that next level, you as well need to get your mental health on track. So here's the 8-step mental health checklist that we use here at Molliteum with all of our athletes to make sure that on a weekly basis, they're auditing their mental health and they're staying in a state of peak performance. Step 1, create a vision and discover your purpose. The basis of all mental health starts with a vision of who you want to be and why you do what you do. Having that purposeful, deep, emotional meaning behind your actions and having a vision of what you want. This does 2 things for you. Number 1, it allows you to envision the future and create in the present, which keeps you far away from the past. Oftentimes, people that have poor mental health are often living in the past. Number 2, it also gives you a purpose of doing things on a daily basis. It gives you that deep emotional meaning behind things. Without that deep emotional meaning, you won't be able to feel. And without being able to feel, you won't want to take action, nor will you ever really want to push through the tough times. And that's the most important thing behind having these 2 things come together. A vision keeps guiding you, the purpose keeps pushing you, and together they create your North Star. For example, in Viktor Frankl's life-changing book, Man's Search for Meaning, he talks about how he was in one of the worst concentration camps during the Second World War. He talks about how there were so many people dying around him, but those like himself that made it out of there to actually tell the story had a deep purpose and a vision that they continued to strive forwards for. Where everybody else was kind of just seeing that it was over and it was done, they kept their sanity and their mental health during some of the most excruciating times in history by focusing on understanding and having a purpose of making sure this didn't happen again in history. They wanted to make sure that they were able to tell the story after, and that's ultimately what kept them pushing forward. In fact, I even have grandparents that came from during the Second World War on both sides of my family, and both of them talked about how their vision and purpose that kept them through it was having a better life for their future. Now, to start with this, we get all of our athletes very clear on where they want to go in the next 5 years. That's how you start with your vision. And we get them to create a vision in 3 areas of their life. Number 1, we start with their personal life, how they want their physical fitness to look, their mental fitness, how they want to be spiritually, how they want to be intellectually. We cover those 4 areas and we create a vision for it. The second area we cover is what we call their day-to-day life's work. Your day-to-day life's work has everything to do with your sport, your financial life, your contribution, your legacy. It's how you want to ultimately live, what you want to commit yourself to. Now, you might not be old enough yet to have full control over your financial future, but you can definitely dream and you totally should. And the last of 3 areas are your relationships. So many people have a great vision for their life's work, for their personal life, but they have no vision for the type of relationships that they want to have in their life. And it makes them sad, right? We know that we need social connection. So what you want to do is get very clear on what do you want, your love life to look like if you're of that age yet? What do you want your social life to look like? What do you want your relationships with your family to look like? You have to get very clear on this or you won't be able to guide yourself through. Now, once you do this, what we do with all of our athletes is we get them very clear on why they're here. And the only way to get clear on why you're here is to understand this. Number 1, what do you really care about? Like, what do you really truly caring about? Is it your family? Is it friends? Is it, your personal life? Is it yourself right now? But what do you really care about? And then the second question you want to answer is, how is your success impacting those things, those people, yourself, that lifestyle, whatever it is that moves you right now? And I think something that a lot of people forget about when it comes to purpose, just like in Viktor Frankl's book, and like he talks about, your purpose can evolve, your purpose can change. So right now, what means the most to you? Get very clear about that, answer that, and move forwards. Now, once you have these two things figured out, you want to review them each daily. Number two, you need to create your values. Your values are your guiding principles in life. If you think about any great leader that you respect, you often respect them because they have values that they stand by. They have things that they believe in. And when you have things that you believe in, it allows you to have better mental health. In fact, the studies show it. Values act like your inner compass for when you're making decisions. And like the studies show, those who act in accordance with their values are often more emotionally safe, steady, and give better efforts towards their daily tasks. So to discover your values, you simply want to ask yourself, what am I willing to stand by no matter what? I would pick 3 to 5 of them. That's what we like to do with all of our athletes. And here are my personal 5 values that I have and what we also follow here at Molliteum. Number 1, be your best. Every single day, everything that I do, I'm focused on being my best. Number 2, I'm all in. I'm not just giving a half effort, I'm going all in. I'm bringing passion all the time. Number 3, I'm leaving things better than I found them. No matter what. Doesn't matter who it is or what it is, I'm leaving it better than I found it. Number 4, find a way. Doesn't matter what it is, you can find a way so long as it's moral, legal, and ethical. And if you can't find a way, you're gonna make one as well. But I always believe in finding a way no matter what. And finally, serve. I'm a big believer in serving other people. I'm a big believer in bettering myself so I have something to give to others. And by leading my life and living my life by those 5 things, I'm living a life where I feel in accordance to my values, and because I feel in accordance to my values, I have that steadiness that I need. Make sure to review these daily, get in touch with them each morning, and keep yourself on track. Number 3, you got to change your belief systems. Your beliefs guide your life. They're simply the stories that you tell yourself based on your past experiences, and then generalizations that you create based on what will cause you pain and what will cause you pleasure in life. Here's the problem with most beliefs though. Most people are given beliefs by other people that don't have the same kinds of goals or ambitions that they do. As a result of that, they start picking up on belief systems that don't accurately reflect where they want to go in life. And because of that, their mental health goes down the drain because they're living a life with a story that simply doesn't empower them. So what you need to do is, you need to change that story. This story could be about yourself and who you believe you are, what you're capable of, what you deserve, what greatness you should get in life. But you need to change that belief system so it works in accordance with who you want to be, what you want to be, and where you want to go. That simple. So to do this, you need to get very clear on what your current beliefs are, and you got to ask yourself, what's the current story I'm telling myself? Is it a positive one or a negative one? Am I constantly beating myself up or not? Am I constantly being cynical towards myself or not? Am I constantly questioning who I am and what I'm capable of or not? If you're doing this, you need to change your beliefs. The second thing you need to do to change your belief is you have to understand what pain you're really avoiding. So for example, a lot of people come to us and say, oh my gosh, I'm scared of actually succeeding. That's really not the belief system they have. The belief system they really have, the pain they're actually avoiding, is they don't want to look foolish if they fail. That's really what it is. So once you have that and you understand it, the final thing is create the truth. And the easiest way to create the truth is to flip the belief. For example, if you're scared of looking stupid in front of other people, your new belief could be, at least I'm trying where everybody else is scared. That's an empowering belief, right? That's something you can change. If your belief was, I wasn't able to do it in the past, your new belief might be, because I wasn't able to do it in the past, I've now learned and I can move forwards in the future. You need to make this work for you. It is that simple. Don't overcomplicate it, but question your beliefs. Oftentimes, just looking at these beliefs and getting clear on what they are will take you a lot further than you need to go. Review these beliefs on a daily basis and make sure that you're staying locked in on what you need to do. Number 4, you need to build your skills or confidence on a daily basis. Building confidence simply comes from bettering your skills and seeing progress with them daily. It comes from seeing that because you worked on that skill, you're now getting results, and seeing those two things together enhances your self-esteem. Now, the more that you keep working on the skills and the more confidence that you build, the higher your self-esteem. Now, like you can see here, low self-esteem is associated with constant negative feelings. And that constant self-criticism can lead to persistent feelings of sadness, depression, anxiety, and guilt. By constantly working on yourself or your skills, and these skills could be as simple as things like time management, following through on your word. Maybe it's skills, in performance, regardless of what it is, but you always need a skill to keep working on. Your confidence will increase as you see your results increase as well. So to do this, all you really need to do is get clear on a result that you want, break it down into a couple skills, and then put repetitions into it. That's how you build confidence. So there's 2 kinds of reps you need to put in. Mental repetitions and visualizing. We'll link a video here that you can see how we do that with all our athletes, and the physical repetitions as well, which again, we'll link in the same video so that you can go see how we actually do this with our pros. Simply put, Work on these skills each day and watch your confidence keep growing as well as your mental health. Number 5, create a consistent morning and nighttime routine, or what we call here at Molliteum a morning power and nighttime reload system. Mornings and nights are one of the most important times to program your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind is what's responsible for 95% of your life. Now, to keep this very simple, your subconscious mind are all the little things that your mind is in control of right now without you even knowing it. Think about it, the habits. You're breathing right now without having to think about it. Your blood regulation, digestion, all that stuff. And of course, your belief system. So you need to reprogram that subconscious mind, and that happens in the morning and that happens at night. Now, in regards to your mental health, like you can see here with this study, effective routines help you reduce stress, which can better your mental health, give you more time to relax, and reduce anxiety. The mornings are what we like to follow here to prime yourself into a state of power, where the nights we like to take the time to relax, slow down, so that you're not going to bed all anxious and staying up all night. In fact, nighttime routines allow you to de-stress so that you can have a better night's rest and increase your mental sharpness, emotional well-being, and energy. So, to have the best morning system, you need to follow this little stack here like you can see on the screen. Number 1, do something to get your breathing right. Could be as simple as box breathing or another form of breathing that you like. Number 2, make some time to move. You got to get your blood flowing so that you change your physiology. And number 3, do something to focus on the right things for the day. For example, for me, when I wake up in the morning, I'm focused right away on doing my priming exercise. Again, we'll link this video so you can see what we do with our athletes for morning priming. The second thing I like to do is then go work out. The third thing I like to do to get my focus right is to journal. It's that simple. Now for the nighttime reload system, here's another stack you can follow. Number 1, do box breathing until you're calm. Do a couple sets of this. Number 2, journal to remove any last second thoughts that are causing you anxiousness. And number 3, an hour before bed, get away from the screens and do something like reading, listening to a podcast, or even having just some deep conversation with someone that's meaningful to you. You can even add in as a bonus for number 4 to read and pray. I follow this exact system. It's simple for me, it's easy to follow through on, and most importantly, it allows me to de-stress every day before bed. Number 6, get consistent with your daily time management. Oftentimes, athletes say yes to way too many things. I used to do this when I was an athlete, and as a result of that, I got way too stressed because I wasn't actually doing the things that I wanted to do. To have better mental health, you need to make sure that you're doing things that align with what you like and what you want. Otherwise, you're just going to be going through the motion. Like you can see here from this study, managing your time better helps you reduce the likelihood of burnout, and it ensures you have more time to deal with the daily challenges in your life. It makes you less stressed and less anxious. So to start managing your time better, you need to actually start planning your weeks and working out of your calendar. I know that sounds a little foreign if you're an athlete, but trust me, this is something that we do with athletes as young as 7 years old, all the way up to the professional level. First, you need to dedicate a time each week to scheduling your week. You only need about 15 minutes. It's not going to take that long. Next, you need to go into your calendar and put in all your practice times for the week. Just automate them in there. Once you live out of this calendar and you see what you have on your plate, you're able to make other plans better. After you put your practices in your calendar, then add your games into your calendar. Then add in any kind of extra training times that you might have, like being in the gym, working on your skills, whatever it might be. Now, if this applies to you, then add in your school times, schedule in time for homework, and finally, schedule in time to do at least something social once a week. This will allow you to reduce that burnout, focus on what you want, and have fun. In turn, making sure that your mental health is much better. Number 7, and arguably one of the most important, weed out anybody that negatively impacts your mental health. In fact, most athletes that come to us have negative social circles, and when I was an athlete, I also used to have a negative one as well. In fact, when I jumped to that next level, I had to cut off more friends than I thought, not because they were, lesser than me in any way, but because they simply were negative individuals and they didn't allow me to get to that next level or supported my dream. The reason this is so important is because multiple studies show how the environment impacts your mental health. That means the people you hang around with often are the people that have an impact on your mental state. So to weed out these individuals, what you want to do is a social audit. Here's how simple a social audit is. You can follow this on a monthly basis, or if you really need right now, a weekly basis. Number 1, write down a list of the 5 people you hang out with the most. Number 2, simply put a plus or a minus beside their name based on how they impact you. And really think about it. Don't just throw a random plus in there or a minus. Really ask yourself, does this person positively impact me? Do they support me? Do they push me? Do they really give me that, credit that I deserve and need sometimes? But write that down and put that negative or that plus, and it'll often come to you much easier than you think. Now, you don't have to make this some kind of big thing that you blow up. Just simply start to weed them out of your life. Finally, number 8, schedule time to purposefully step away from your sport. I can't tell you how many athletes come to us burnt out, feeling like they lack motivation, like they lack purpose, and it's really not that. It's just because they're burnt out from sport. The truth is that hustle culture is real, especially when it comes to pro athletes, and a lot of people like to talk about how this athlete did that and they're working in the dark and da-da-da-da-da. Here's the truth. Stepping away allows you to mentally reload. It allows you to be mentally fresh, and it allows you to come back to performances ready to kick it. So all you need to do is visit what we call your quiet zone once a week. Your quiet zone are the people, places, and activities that you can take action on that allow you to just remove yourself from sport. It's people that you can talk about life with, things that you can do that help you forget about sport, places you can go that allow you to just disconnect, that allow you to go into awe. But the point is, you need to spend time here at least once a week so that you can reload and so that you can take yourself to that quiet zone and refocus yourself. There you have it, our 8-step mental health checklist. It's linked down below with the PDF. Just follow this, audit this once a week. We do this with all of our pro athletes. It's what allows you to have peak mental health. Now, if you think we forgot something, comment down below, let us know. If you have your own system, comment down below, let us know. And of course, please, if you found value from this channel, like, subscribe, click the notification bell, leave us some kind of thumbs up. It helps us boost us in the algorithm so that we can keep bringing you as much free content as possible. And of course, if you want to work with us in one of our coaching programs, it's all linked down below. Just click the application side for the one-on-one portion, or if you want to work through it yourself, simply sign up for the Molliteum Pocket Coach. Until then, see you in the next one. So if you like this clip and you want to watch another one, click right here. And if you want to watch a full podcast episode, click right here.